Hello and welcome to You've Seen It Before, movie reviews, connections in mind. So, this might be a silly new video in the grand scheme of things, but I felt the need to memorialize this in video form. So, when I went to see Dungeons and Dragons Honor Among Thieves this weekend, I was met with a rude surprise where I had the ticket, I got to the theater right on time, and I was told, "Oh, we're not showing Dungeons and Dragons. In fact, this is our last night here open." This was a surprise, but not a surprise, because my local theater is the United Artists Meadows Stadium 12, which is owned by Regal, and it was one of about 40 theaters that were named for closure in their recent bankruptcy discussions. And that news broke over a month ago, and I asked it like, "Hey, when's your closing date?" And I was told then, we don't know for sure. It might not happen because our managers are trying to work out a deal with the landlords. And a month or so passes, and I'm still seeing movies there. It's like, maybe they got to work out a deal. Great. And to find out, this way, where even the people who work at this theater didn't know that they were going to close until this past Monday. So they got short notice on their end too, so that's kind of a bum deal for them. But for me, this was kind of a blow for me because, for the majority of my life, this was my theater. If not this exact building, this is kind of a 2-for-1 kind of remembrance / obituary for this theater because the theater started out life as the United Artists Park Meadows Starport 6, which is inside Park Meadows Mall, which is a couple blocks down the road from its current location, and that was opened on August 30th, 1996. And I saw my first theater memories in this theater. Specifically, I remember these things because I remember the unique side curtains that each theater had, and I remember the way that the light from the screen would reflect off of these curtains, and at certain scenes, and it was a fun theater to be in. And I remember specifically a couple movies. My first theater experience that I remember. My earliest memory was A Bug's Life, and specifically, these things fade with time, but I always remember the scene where Flick first leaves Ant Island and he's floating down on the dandelion seed. So, I remember that specifically, that sitting in the theater and that moment being on the screen. That was a great moment for me. Another one would be Disney's Tarzan. Again, specifically the scene where we pan down at night and young Tarzan's looking at his reflection in the water, and he and Kala have that conversation about what it means to be an ape and child of mother and son that way. These are great memories for me, and they are the seeds of what that will grow into what my love of movies that I have today, to be able to see movies and talk about them and analyze them and share them with people like you. And one of the memories specific to this theater that I remember is I remember seeing the movie, of course, but very specifically coming out of the theaters and on my way out, looking over and seeing the specific teaser poster, this teaser poster for The Phantom Menace. And say Will about the movie, I feel like I'm one of the last group of kids who remember Star Wars as just the trilogy, and also in my household we had Ewoks: The Battle for Endor recorded off of TV on our special VHS for repeat viewing on that front. So that was all Star Wars was. To think, as a 5.5-year-old that there's going to be more Star Wars coming out. I mean, this is incredible. I mean, it blew my mind as a kid, and I had a lot of Phantom Menace merch, but I remember specifically, that teaser poster coming out of the theater, and of course, the theater, as it was in the mall, shut down in 2000. That it moved shop over to the current location where it is now. And I remember seeing a lot of movies there because where we lived, that was in Colorado. That was the nearest theater for us. And when we eventually did get a theater closer to where we were, I stopped going to that theater for a while, and until I moved out on my own closer to that theater again, and I lived within walking distance of this theater again, the theater that I had my childhood memories in, and I love being able to take a 15-20 minute walk down the street to this theater on a Thursday or Friday night and be like, hey, I don't have to worry about parking, and I can just walk up and get a ticket and go. It was fantastic. And it feels dumb to do a whole obituary for a theater, but I feel like in this day and age where streaming has absolutely decimated theaters. This theater really just didn't recover from the lack of audiences coming back from post-pandemic, and really, again, theaters come and go. There are other theaters out there. That's one thing, and I realize that there are economic factors why people just can't go to movies all the time anymore. I understand that, but I feel like this theater pretty much died of apathy. Pretty much, like people just stopped caring. And this theater died as a result of it. And I feel like that's just a shame. And, I'll say it time and again, the movie theater experience is infinitely superior to what you can do at home. I guarantee you, 99% of people out there, I don't care what you can, pull up a movie on your smart TV. It's, 55, 65-inch screen, whatever. You can do whatever you want to that, but it will never match what you can get in the theater. That kind of not only the size of the screen or the sound system, but the camaraderie with not only the people you came to see the movie with, but so many people, other people that you don't know, and you're enjoying the moment with this group of people for a couple hours, 3 hours, whatever, however long the movie is. And enjoying it together. And that's the kind of experience that I think is worth preserving so that other kids can have those seed moments where they can develop a love of movies in the theaters the way these movies were meant to be seen. So, again, there maybe not been a whole point in making this video, but I hope you enjoy it. And if you have memories of this particular theater, let me know in the comments down below what you thought of it. I'd love to hear what you have to say, and thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to look for my other reviews, specifically my review of Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves, and my upcoming review of Super Mario Brothers movie. And if you like this video, again, comment below, give me a like, share, and a subscribe if you can. Again, I appreciate my audience, and just remember, there is nothing new under the sun. And yes, you have seen it before.